Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chairman of the Board of Mazda Motor Corporation, Kakashi Yamanouchi.
皆さん、こんにちは。こんにちは。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here today. I love New York City, and I will always have a soft spot for this auto show. It was here that I made my first speech as President and CEO of Mazda some 5 years ago. But today, I'm here to talk to you about the MX-5. As you know, the MX-5 is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and our display this year is all about the past, present, and the future of this car. The original concept behind the MX-5 was so simple: a lightweight sports car that moves precisely as the driver intends. Yet increasing safety and environmental requirements made it ever harder to stick to this simple concept. The 25-year history of the MX-5 is one of changing everything in order to stay the same. A history of innovating in order to preserve. We call the MX-5 our brand icon. It represents who we are. From day one, we had the expression Jinba Ittai in our minds. The horse and the rider as one driving field, born with the MX-5, has spread throughout the Mazda range. And today, the Mazda 6, the Mazda CX-5, and the Mazda 3 are widely acknowledged to be the sportiest cars in their classes. When we launched the MX-5 back in 1989, lightweight sports cars had all but disappeared. Many called us reckless, even crazy. But at Mazda, we were making the car we had always wanted to make, the car of our dreams. As you know, if you have ever owned one, and I think many of you in the audience have done so, the MX-5 is more than just a car. It soon becomes both a partner and a part of who you are. In other words, there is a strong bond created between car and owner. We are delighted to have representatives from some of the local MX-5 clubs here to help us celebrate today, and they are a great example of the power of this car to bring people together. Regardless of country, culture, or age, MX-5 fans are among the most dedicated and passionate in the automotive world. And those fans are connected to Mazda by a strong and lasting bond. And like Jinba Ittai has spread throughout the Mazda range, this bond is now the ideal to the entire Mazda brand. We want to make a bond like this with all our customers, with every Mazda vehicle. Well, I know that everyone here is connected by a common bond of anticipation regarding the future of the MX-5. And the story of that future begins today with this trip through our past. Now, let me hand over the stage to your tour guides for the walk through the past and the future. To start with, Jim O'Sullivan. Jim, please.
Thank you, Yamanouchi-san. Thank you very much for flying all the way from Hiroshima, Japan to be with us here today. Well, welcome. And again, thank you for coming to the Mazda stand. We know it's been a very, very long day, and We do have the last press conference for the day, and do want to really appreciate your time, and hopefully you had a very, very good productive day. And glad the snow moved out last night, and obviously spring is certainly here. Well, Mazda certainly has been very busy over the last 18 months. If you dial back and take a look at this car company from Hiroshima, Japan, we launched an all-new CX-5, we launched an all-new Mazda 3, and we launched certainly an all-new Mazda 6. And certainly the cars that we've been launching on our 6th generation products have been receiving all kinds of accolades and awards from you. Well over 100. And we continue to get feedback from all of you on the great products that we're introducing to the marketplace. Certainly Mazda 3 for us is very important. But it's even more important when you take a look at this Mazda brand, how we really punch over our weight. Tomorrow morning, they will announce the the finalists of the Design of the Year, and Mazda 3 is one of the finalists, and also announce World Car of the Year, and Mazda 3 is one of the finalists. And we're up against competitors like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. So when you think about it, we really do punch over our weight relative to what we introduce within the marketplace. But also our customers are telling us they love our products. Mazda 6, for example, this year is up 50% year on year. CX-5 is up over 30% year on year. Our SkyActiv technology that we have been introducing in the marketplace with first generation CX-5 certainly is embodying that, and it's continued with the rest of the lineup. As a matter of fact, 80% of our sales in the United States are SkyActiv type vehicles. And Mazda 3, by the way, it really couldn't be doing much better. Now, you know we've been focusing on reducing our overall fleet sales. Not that fleet sales are bad, but they need to be contained. Our Mazda 3 business, we've only sold 6 to fleets since we've launched the very beginning of the car. And when you look at the C segment here within the United States this year, for the first 3 months, the C segment is down 8% in a very, very competitive segment. Mazda 3 sales are up 10% retail. Down 8% in the segment, but up 10% retail in a very competitive segment. So obviously our customers are certainly voting with their wallets. And by the way, the market share, as you would expect, is up also. Because what we're attempting to try to do is really focus on building long-term value for this company, but more importantly, building long-term resale value for our customers, which is a very sound business decision. The 2014 Mazda 3 has got the highest residual value in its segment by ALG, and we all know how important it is for long-term value. As a matter of fact, the entire Mazda brand, 2 years in a row now, was awarded by KBB the most affordable non-luxury brand to own. 2 years in a row, over 5 years. So if you're a customer considering other products and you purchase a Mazda, you know you're looking at a better long-term investment. Okay, let's talk about cars. Now, Mazda's been building vehicles since 1931, and certainly we're best known for the Mazda MX-5 Miata. And it's my signal now to bring up my partner in crime, Robert Davis, to talk about some eye candy. Robert?
Hold on, everybody. Would you please join me in congratulating Jim? He just had his first grandson about 2 hours ago. Right. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Jim had 2 job ones this month. He had a granddaughter about 2 weeks ago. So I'll be referring to him as Grandpa now in these presentations. I always got to try to get a little gig in. So I always pick to be the last to speak. So thanks a lot, and thanks for joining us. As I said, I'm the last speaker today. I'm the only one between you and the food and the booze. As you can tell by my physique, I will make this quick. But now it's time to talk about cars, and Jim's allowed me to put my product guy hat back on. So let's talk about the MX-5 Miata. 25 years, more than 900,000 sold, and more than a third of that volume is right here in the USA. While we're talking about heritage, I'm pleased to announce we have 2 of the original program team members with us here today. Tom Matano, the chief designer of the original MX-5 Miata. Thank you for coming, Tom. and Bob Hall, the product planner for the original program. Great ambassadors for Mazda. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate your participation in this. Miata. You know, I think I've owned 5 in the past. I'm down to 2. In my household, we got a little agreement, my wife and I, is I don't count her animals and she doesn't count my cars. I got 7 dogs right now, so I think I'm losing that fight. But, and if you think about Miata, if I had a buck for every headline that you guys wrote about the next Miata killer, I think I'd be a rich man today. Let's think about it. See, Toyota MR2 and Spider, Honda Del Sol, S2000, what do we got? Solstice and Sky, and my all-time favorite, the true Miata killer. Who remembers the plastic Mercury Capri? Embarrassing. Embarrassing. So, again, I'd be a rich guy today if I had a buck for every time you guys wrote that story. So, but let's talk about today with MX-5 Miata. I'm pleased to introduce, here it is, the 2015 MX-5 Miata 25th Anniversary Edition. Gentlemen. So as you can see, this car is really special. It's even Nacho approved. For those that know Nacho, he was able to join us at our photo shoot. But Nacho's approved that allowed that we've only have 100 of these made for the U.S. It's going to be very limited production. We're going to, on May 17th, customers are going to be able to reserve these cars online at MazdaUSA.com and select the dealer at which they're going to take delivery of the cars. They're also going to be able to complete some paperwork on time to allow this to be a good and smooth ownership experience. The car is really special. Not only is it limited to 100 units, it's got special 25th anniversary logos, obviously the Soul Red paint and the almond interior, embroidered headrests, special graphite wheels, 17-inch graphite wheels, and a numbered name badge on the fender. So you can see that here later today. The great thing about this is as you purchase one of these cars, you're also going to get a custom Torno watch with special red and tan accents to match your car. It should be really special. Now, at this point, we've covered the past, we've covered the present. Now let's talk about the future. Now let's talk about the next MX-5 and its new chassis shown here. The chassis on MX-5, whether it's Gen 1, 2, 3, or 4, the real magic is in this chassis. And the whole MX-5 story starts with these underpinnings, because that's what it drives, that's how it feels, and that's how the car is actually defined. This is the start of a story that's very important to us. And I'd like to introduce the man directing that story, the program manager for the next MX-5, Nobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto-san, welcome. Thank you for coming. Now you might think Yamamoto-san's been lazy on the job and this chassis doesn't look very much different from the existing chassis. But you're all wrong, because every part of this chassis is different than the existing car. Every part. And while it may look the same, it really holds the things that are essential to making an MX-5 an MX-5. And the current generation car will transition to Skyactiv technology as we launch the new car. So this will be the best MX-5 ever. I've got your word on it, right? Thank you. The new MX-5 will be built around 200 pounds lighter than the current car. That's about 100 kilograms. And weight savings are being taken everywhere where we can get them. Using Mazda's Gram strategy, whether it's the dash, the wheels, the bodywork, the suspension components, even the headlights and taillights. There's a strong focus of the details on this car, and you'll see it as we tell the rest of the story. But there's a lot more to tell, and unfortunately, as the sales guy, I'm not allowed to tell it. But we are going to be here to answer your questions, and we appreciate you joining us. I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for celebrating the 25th anniversary of the MX-5 Miata and the start of the story of the best MX-5 ever. So with that, again, thank you very much, and I'd like Jim and Yamanuchi-san to join me on stage for some pictures. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the food. Thank you.